Hiya guys, welcome to Ryan Keeps Smiling, and today I am talking about iTalki. Basically, I'll be giving a review of my first class taught on iTalki just this past Monday. So before we dive in, if you're not familiar with Ryan Keeps Smiling, I offer tips and tricks to new young ESL teachers, travelers, and language learners just like myself. And if you're not familiar with iTalki, it's a social platform for learning languages, and they have a vast array of languages on there. So whether if you are a teacher or a learner, it's definitely worth checking iTalki out. So today I want to talk about different things that I like about iTalki and how my first lesson went, okay? And in the future I will be talking about iTalki a lot because clearly I like it so far. Alright, so let's start off with what it does. It is the Craigslist, the ultimate omega of language learning. You have so much freedom, okay? So you set your own price, you structure your own lessons, you create your own schedule. All of this is done by you, and you put your profile up there with your introduction video, which is about 1 or 2 minutes just describing yourself. And then students go on there from all around the world and they check your availability, they check your prices, blah blah blah, and they book lessons with you. So you have your trial lesson, and before you can have your trial lesson, you need everything to get approved, okay? So your profile has to be approved. If you want more tips on how to pass the interview and the actual onboarding sessions, then I'll leave a link in the description below for that, okay? So in terms of actually becoming a teacher, you hand in some forms, you make sure that your video is looking pretty and everything is ready to go, and you're off in a flash, right? So 2 weeks, they'll get back to you, they'll ask you to come to a video conference, and this gives you a chance to ask some questions. They explain some things to you that are not available in the video training that they provide for you. And most of it is common knowledge anyway, but some of the policies, getting to know the software is very important. And I'll explain why in a moment. So, my first class 2 days ago was with a student named Oliver, this young 3-year-old from China. We had a fantastic time. I was a bit nervous getting started because although I've been teaching English for 3 wonderful years, it's new ground, right? It's new territory to go into online teaching, especially when you're teaching a student so young. So for me, I tried to charm him with a couple riffs of the few chords that I actually know on the guitar. We played some games, we spent half an hour just talking. He told me what he's interested in, and that was enough to really build rapport with Oliver. So the first thing for you to take away from teaching English on iTalki is that you're going to be teaching students from many different ages and many different nationalities as well. So so the first thing you want to do is to try to look at their profile once they actually book a class with you and see what demographic they are from and plan accordingly. Definitely plan, okay? Just because it's a trial lesson does not mean you could get away with general conversation. They want to see what your teaching skills are like a little bit as well. So far, I've been incorporating that as well. With Oliver, as I said, we had a fantastic time. Now, after I left, I noticed that I did not have any lessons completed. It was just kind of left there in limbo. So this is one thing that they do on iTalki. Your student has to mark the lesson as completed for it to be completed, for the money to be transferred over to you and all the statistics to line up, right? Most importantly, so that it actually says Ryan has completed 1 lesson, because the more lessons you complete, it really gives you credibility. It's at the beginning, it's more important than the money, to be honest with you, because most people aren't really in this just for the money. in terms of primary source of income, right? So definitely, if I give any tips to new people on iTalki, it would definitely be to prepare, to plan, right? To be open-minded of the different types of students that you might get, and also to keep in mind that it might take a day or two for things to process, because as I said, the student needs to mark the class as complete. Now, if the student forgets, then it takes 3 days, and in 3 days, if the student does not complain about the class, if they do not say that the class did not happen for some reason, the money automatically comes to you. The lesson is automatically recorded, right? So you won't have to worry about that. But it takes 3 days, because automatically the software just assumes, okay, the student didn't mark it as complete. That means the student and or the teacher did not attend the class, right? One more thing to you, record everything. When you're getting started with iTalki, just make sure you get into the habit of recording things, right? Of just alt print screen, right? Make sure you're taking those screenshots the second that you enter the classroom, just to make sure, right? Aside from that, with Oliver today, or 2 days ago, I took a lot of notes as well. And this has actually helped me a lot, because immediately after the class, Oliver's mom rebooked another class, right? Which is phenomenal. So now Oliver is becoming a student of mine, which is very exciting for me, right? So as a new young ESL teacher online with iTalki, make sure you're taking notes, right? Because these trial lessons, they shouldn't be looked at as just a one-off, right? These trial lessons are really what builds rapport and builds a foundation for future lessons. So remember that, to prepare, to be open-minded, and to try from an early point to understand how the iTalki software works, right? And definitely to take notes and to record everything, okay? You're your own little Sherlock Holmes right from the get-go. All right, so if there's anything that you want to add to this list of things to take away from your first class, please throw them into the comments below. And for more bi-weekly tips and tricks, just subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.